Are you trying to buy a car in the high interest rate market, finding it impossible to stay on budget? If you are, chances are you've been misled by one of the 10 biggest myths in the car business. These myths don't just confuse you, they literally cost budget conscious buyers thousands of dollars. I'm Kenny Keys, and I specialize in helping people just like you find the perfect car without going broke. Today, I'm pulling back the curtains and busting 10 of the most damaging financial myths out there. Stick around for all 10 because the one about high mileage cars, myth number 5, will completely change how you shop for a used vehicle. Let's start with the one I hear every day. Myth number 1, cash is king. This is a classic. You must pay cash to get the best price on a car. I'm here to tell you that in 2025, that is often false, and even going into 2026. The industry reality is a dealership often does make a small commission or a rate reserve when we facilitate financing for you. When you pay cash, that small profit vanishes, even if that's not the only thing you end up getting when it comes to the financing portion. Smart buyer's strategy is negotiate the price of the car completely separate from your payment method. Once you agree on the price, the total cost, then you introducing financing or cash. Speaking of payments, the next myth is the one that costs people the most money. Myth number 2. I should only focus on the monthly payment I can afford. This is number one way a budget conscious buyer gets ripped off. It is absolutely false. Focusing just on the monthly number allows us to manipulate two variables, the interest rate and the length of the loan. We can always get your payment lower by stretching the loan out 7 or even 8 years. But that means you pay way more in interest over the life of the loan. Of course, getting a smaller payment in turn. But your focus must be on the total cost of the vehicle. Only discuss your monthly payment once you have a firm, agreed upon price, trade-in value, and interest rate. But how do you get a good rate? Well, that comes down to a myth about your credit score. And myth number 3, I need a perfect 800 credit score to get a decent interest rate. While having a perfect credit score like over 800 is great, this is also false, though. It causes many people to delay even buying a car that they need. Lenders look at more than just one number. They look at your overall payment history, your credit score, income stability, and, of course, your timely payments on previously car loans as well. A stable borrower with a 680 is often viewed better. A stable borrower with a 680 score is often viewed better than a risky borrower with a sporadic history. Don't hide from your credit score. Check your credit report for free, correct any errors, and if you have a stable job, you have leverage. We work with a dozen of lenders who have programs for all credit tiers, ranging from 580 to 800, and even some for those rebuilding underneath that 580 mark too. Now, about where you get that financing as well. Myth number 4. The dealer's financing is always more expensive than my bank's. This myth is an old relic, and today it is frequently false. Your bank is only offering one rate. A dealership works with a vast network of banks, credit unions, and specialty lenders. My dealership alone has 24 or 25 lenders. So we can run a very competitive bidding process among those different lenders and even include your own bank to get you the best program. The smart move is to shop yours first and get your personal bank or credit union to establish where your baseline rate should be. And then you give the dealership a chance to beat it or at least match it, but don't miss out on saving money. Now let's switch gears a bit and talk about budget-friendly used cars. So myth number 5 is that a high mileage used car is never worth buying. And for a budget buyer, believing this is a huge mistake. It is 100% false. Mileage is a single number. A 120,000 mile car that was properly maintained with the detailed service records and one owner is definitely a better buy than the 60,000 mile car that was neglected, had multiple 4 or 5 owners, zero maintenance history, so you don't know what was done. When shopping for a budget vehicle, shift your focus from the odometer to the service records. Ask for the maintenance history. If the ownership or dealership can't provide it, walk away, no matter the mileage. The next one is another classic that I constantly see repeated online, and that's you should always buy at the end of the month or at the end of the year. And mostly false and can actually work against you. While there are some sales goals at the end of the month, the truth is the last day of the month is the busiest day at the dealership. You'll likely face a lot more pressure, a lot less focused attention compared to any other day, and frankly, we just have less time to spend negotiating because most of the time on the last day of the month, there's 2, 3, 4 deliveries per salesperson. And good deals are available all month long just based on inventory needs. So if you want the best experience and the most leverage, truthfully, shop that second, that third week, pick up the last week. The staff were always less stressed, more focused, and you can take your time getting a fair price. The biggest financial lie we tell ourselves is about depreciation. Myth number 7, a brand new car is a better investment than a used car. This is an easy one. It's completely false. A car is not an investment. It's a depreciating asset, and a new car loses the most value. The biggest chunk of depreciation the second you drive it off the lot. A high quality pre-owned vehicle, especially one that is 2 to 3 years old, has already suffered that massive loss and will hold its value much better over the next few years. If budget is your focus, look for models 2 to 4 years old. You get many of the modern safety features and tech without paying the massive new car depreciation premium. And normally, they were vehicles off lease that weren't driven that much anyways. The next myth is about how we approach the negotiation. Myth number 8, I need to negotiate the price down by thousands of dollars or I'm getting ripped off. This is based on an outdated model of car buying. It is mostly false. Today, the internet drives pricing. You can look up the fair market value using sites like KBB, Edmunds, NADA guides before you ever step onto the lot. The prices are often already market-based, focusing on the massive price drops diverts your attention from where you can save real money. And we get a price against every other dealership because everyone's shopping online. So instead of fighting over the $500 on the sticker price, focus on negotiating 3 things: your interest rate, your trade-in value, and the cost of any of the extra products that are worth it, like the extended warranties, the undercoating. That's where thousands of dollars are saved today. Speaking of that loan, let's talk about paying it off early. And myth number 9, if I pay my car off early, I'll automatically save money on interest. This is 95% of the time true. The majority of car loans don't have this, but a must check your contract for a prepayment penalty. Some lenders, especially subprime, charge you a fee if you pay off your loan before a certain date or term, and that fee can easily wipe out your interest savings. So before you send that extra payment or before you sign up for that loan with that bank, check with the salesperson, check with the finance guy, read the contract. Because you don't want to go to pay it off in 3 months because you just took it for a little extra savings and now you're paying more. Our last myth could save you a budget car from becoming a nightmare. And that myth, number 10, I don't need a vehicle history report on a used car. This is the most irresponsible thing that a budget buyer could do. It's absolutely false. A history report like a Carfax or an AutoCheck, I personally believe in Carfax even over AutoCheck. It's the affordable way to expose any critical red flags like flood damage, frame damage, odometer fraud, hidden salvage title, anything like that. And they're things that can turn a budget car into an absolute death trap financially, because then you can't register it or get insurance if it is something of those major issues. So don't buy a used vehicle without a clean vehicle history report, or at least a vehicle history report. Private seller, small dealer won't provide one. Spend the $30. It's the cheapest insurance you can have against a catastrophic repair bill. So there you have it. 10 myths, all busted. And those 10 myths are responsible for thousands of dollars lost by good people trying to buy a car on a budget. But now you know the truth. My goal is to make car buying simple, transparent, and affordable. I am a buyer just as much as I'm a seller. So if you have any specific questions about your trade-in, your credit score, or finding that perfect car within your budget, I'm here to help. Drop a comment below with which myths shocked you the most, and if you want to start your budget-friendly search right now, click in the link in the description to view our current inventory, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to check out the next one right here.